You want some fried lizard? Which one? Oh no.
Where are we going?
So look at this clown over here.
Not them one.
What do you want to do?
Say Annie? Are we not saying Annie? Say it again. Avy? What? Sir, with the Dodger shirt, please tell me. Happy Dodgers Day, by the way. What's her name? Indy. Indy. Very nice to meet you, Indy. Very nice to meet you too, Snowball. Nothing. Nothing. You got some good energy, Indy. Are you having a good time?
She's very serious.
Uh-huh. Careful. Jump Frankie.
There's Dracula. I have to watch Kevin's video to find out who these guys are from. Beware of the hell bullies.
Pero algo que me comentaba Lero, en Six Flags México, ellos en el momento del terror, la gente salía corriendo, porque ahí sí te corretean. It's
A museum. Very excited just to know that he was there and walk by and know he was in that office. Hitchcock has influenced everything.
I don't know.
I saw Hitchcock was walking around the commissary.
5195.
Hitchcock had a bungalow on the lot. I used to go see Alfred Hitchcock.
I loved working with him. I highly respect him. He really understood fear and terror.
Birds? That was a really scary movie.
Birds? Oh man, that had me looking at crows like for the next 10 years.
Psycho, of course. Vertigo. One of the all-time great masterpieces. Hitchcock was master.
Coming up on your left, you got that great building that houses 2 sound stages, currently in use for St. Dennis Medical Season 2. They also film on our back lot, which is where we're heading. We leave in the front lot where we're doing our interior filming and taking you to the back lot where we do the large-scale exterior filming. We're going to show you sets from some of your favorite movies and television shows. The sets that you see on our back lot May look like real buildings, but they are not. They're what we call facades. Just the false fronts and sides of buildings. We only build what the camera needs to see. And we can take it any place in the world on our back lot. We're on our way to a remote island known as Skull Island. Here's Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson to guide us.
The Universal Tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife of Skull Island.
No, look at the wildlife at Skull. Wait a minute. Oh, Mama!
In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation. We are just taking the Kong and Skull Island and the dinosaurs that we established in our feature film. And this is, another day, another incident on Skull Island, using the creatures and the character and personality of Kong as he appeared in the movie.
Yeah, you guys look a little nervous, don't be, because Diego and I have been to Skull Island many times. We've gone on nature hikes, played beer.
Yep.
A new show called The Burbs that stars Keke Palmer. Bel Air has been filming back there, the fourth and final season. Ted has been using our Metropolitan sets in Courthouse Square from Back to the Future. By the way, it's the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. Starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson. And right now, we've got a spin-off from Warner Brothers' hit television series, The Big Bang Theory. This spin-off is called Stewart Fails to Save the Universe. And since there's an unusual paradox happening in the show, they are filming in Courthouse Square. So we can't get in there. But you've seen our Metropolitan sets of movies, television shows, music videos, commercials, live events such as Hairspray Live, even just as part of the obstacle course for American Ninja Warrior. They make you say it like that too. Senior music videos, live musical artists who worked on the Metropolitan sets that include Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, made her music video Wildest Dreams in our Metropolitan sets. And speaking of musical talent, coming up on your left is a humongous red V pinned on the side of stage 30. That's home to The Voice. They just wrapped up season 28. I think you know who this person is.
Hey there, Studio Tour. I'm Snoop Dogg from The Voice.
Yeah.
We tape our show right here in stage 30 and 31 in the heart of the Universal backlot. These state-of-the-art sound stages allow us to bring every round of our show to life, from the blind auditions to the live finale, and everything in between.
Make some noise!
We know what America
Creature
wants.
like
Freedom socks, baby! Yo, now, you should see the underwear I wear.
Hey, what kind of show is this? You notice that Reba McEntire has returned to The Voice as a coach. And she's very busy. She has her own show. Right across the lake on your left is stage 33, home to Happy's Place, starring Reba McEntire, Melissa Escobedo, and Melissa Peterman. Hey, it's the Halloween season. You know, Universal has a horror legacy.
Reba.
And
This is right here.
Young
Universal has a horror legacy that started in 1931 with Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, and we're going to take you into the cradle of our back lot where our horror movies were born. It is known as Little Europe. Not a very big place, but we can make it look like any part of Europe we want by changing the language on the signs. Little Europe was built in the late 1920s for a motion picture entitled All Quiet on the Western Front, which won Universal its first Best Picture Academy Award in 1930. Right after that, Universal started making horror movies, and many of them. Those horror movies had two things in common. They had the monster, and they had the angry villager. At some point in the movie, the villagers got angry because there was a monster in the village. Here's one of those angry villager scenes filmed here in Little Europe from Bride of Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff as the monster and Elsa Lanchester as the bride of the monster. Yeah, they got their torches and their bloodhounds and their hula hoops and their iPads and went after the hapless monster. And whenever they caught up with the monster in these films, things went horribly awry. That's right, Diego. Horribly awry. Look at them running. Some of them texting their friends as they run. Yeah, why don't you shoot him? That's why. You get the monster smackdown, baby. You'll see that on TikTok. By the way, you didn't see the bride in any of these scenes because you're not supposed to see the bride before the wedding. And she was indoors getting her hair done. By the way, this whole area was known as the Good Place for the Good Place. Starring Ted Danson, Kristen Bell, William Jackson Harper, and Jamila.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Good place for sure.
I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
And you've also seen Little Europe as Tortuga for Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, starring Johnny Depp, Orlando Bloom, Jeffrey Rush, and Keira Knightley. And hey, we're going to take you to an actual sound stage. Now, I did mention that we have 36 sound stages earlier in the tour, and that is clearly marked stage 50. Well, we only have 36 sound stages, but get this. Back in the early days, studio heads were superstitious about this new thing called motion pictures. So whenever somebody went wrong in production, if it didn't do well at the box office, the studio heads would order the number of the soundstage where that production was filmed changed to another number. Pretty soon there were more. A lot of the commercials and music videos of this neighborhood. One of them features Beyonce selling lemonade. Lemonade, that cool refreshing drink. Hey, this is also known as Wisteria Lane for ABC's hit television series, Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
Oh yeah. You know, for the longest time, these sets were empty shells. Desperate Housewives came along and added interiors to the first floors of all the sets, turning them into practical sets. You can film on the inside as well as the outside. Because of that, it became really, really busy around here. Coming up on your left, you see a light brown house with a brown door garage there. 2 doors down from that, on your left, is the house where Keke Palmer will live for The Burbs. We'll be streaming on Peacock, a limited series. That same house is where Ted lives. It's a very popular house.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cartons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
Oh, come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
No, they're not. They threw eggs at me and I wasn't even wearing a costume. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have approximately 15 minutes left on the tour. Keep in mind the studio is private property. If you happen to drop anything of value out the side of the tram, don't get out of the tram. It's trespassing. You see these golf carts riding around here? Oh, they're just waiting for people to get off of the tram so they can scoop them up and take them off. Never be seen again. Yesterday, a guy jumped off the tram and the golf cart came out of nowhere and just scooped him up and took him off. They didn't even put him in the seat. They just dragged him off. He was wearing some really nice shoes too, Diego. They were like butter, and they scuffed him all up. He was crying. But I digress. Keep your eyes and legs and hands inside of the tram at all times, and if you drop anything, just give a tug on the emergency cord. I will come back to assist you. Hey, picture cars are the vehicles that you see in a scene of a movie or television show. We got some picture cars coming up for you as around the corner to your left. I have the cameras running. Some picture cars have become just as famous as the stars who have driven them. This sort of thing happened to me on the freeway this morning. Woo, they blowed up good, blowed up real good. On your left, leading the pack of picture cars, is the Universal Studios Glamour Tram. Introduced to the studio tour in 1964, designed by a Hollywood art director named Harper Goff. Harper Goff also designed the Nautilus submarine featured in Walt Disney Productions' 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He also designed the Proteus submarine for 20th Century Fox's Fantastic Voyage. Hey, that's been a little pit stop at the most popular motel in Hollywood, the Bates Motel, from Alfred Hitchcock's thriller Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh, and Vera Miles. You're looking at 2 of the oldest, most famous structures still standing in Hollywood. You take it for a closer look at the Bates Mansion. You may notice something about the house as we approach.
Hollywood sign.
It seems to be diminishing or getting smaller. That's because the house was built to 3/4 scale so that it would look like a large house in the distance without building one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a camera trick called the forced perspective. Now you notice the house has oversized doors and windows. That is for close-up shots. In a close-up, it looks as though you are standing in front of a much larger house. By the way, it's not a big set, so they didn't build anything on the inside. It's empty. And look who came home and found out about that. It's Norman Bates. Watch this. He hates you when I do this. That's right, Norman. It's Marcellus. Again, I'm just full of the devil. He's looking at people dressed in yellow. Don't touch him back there. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the spectacular crash site of Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning.
A little bit more to it.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
You forget to sit down and talk about the War of the World. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep praising me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Stay on closed.
We held on to this set because other production companies wanted to use it. It's featured in Ghost Whisperers by Jennifer Love Hewitt, seen in a music video that features Nicki Minaj and Rihanna singing a song called Fly, and Ariana Grande used this set for Brighter Days Ahead. It's an actual 747 jet airplane, which was purchased from an airplane graveyard in the desert somewhere, and they sliced it into sections, put it on trucks, and brought it here. And when they got it here, people tore it up and make it look like it was hit by an alien death ray, and then perched as you see it here, and sets were built around it. It's been like that ever since. The only thing I don't understand is, what's that guillotine doing there? That's French. So, we're going to take you to another large-scale set. It is featured in Academy Award-winner Jordan Peele's movie Nope, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Stephen Young. The name of the set is called Jupiter's Claim. And it was actually built on location a couple hours north of us near Santa Clarita, California. But Jordan Peele thought it was really cool to have his set on a studio lot. The studio agreed, so they packed up the set and brought it here to our back lot and reassembled it just for you. So have your cameras ready. It's pretty incredible that they were able to build the set in the first place and then tear it down and reassemble it in a completely different location, which is our back lot. Well, here to tell you about the set is Mr. Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park.
That's the second biggest inflatable cowboy I've ever seen.
Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one?
No.
No? Well, I do. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? You're about to find out. Welcome to the world of no.
Uh-oh. This can't be good for you. Whatever you do, don't look up. Do not look up. You looked up. There's nothing to see. I told you how to look up. No one ever listens to the guy, Diego.
I kind of took a lot of useless footage.
Oh, the destruction of Earth, didn't you listen to me? Now I've given you your instructions. I don't have to repeat it. Yes, you don't want to do anything you're told, are you? It's not very hard to look down when you walk, is it? Oh, I'm so very proud of you. Did you also dress yourself this morning? Oh, I'm so proud. What a surprise. And who's with you to remind you to breathe every 5 seconds? The whole company, and they're just too much cowards to do with me themselves. I guess they are. If you take me your picture, then now you must meet with your destruction.
This is definitely a little bit closer to the good place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
So my fans of The Good Place, Jeremy Bear Me Forever Baby, and I recognize a lot of these sets because this is the afterlife as seen in The Good Place. Some of my personal favorite movies have shot out here. We Are Driving on These Streets of Genovia as seen in Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. This is where the Genovian Independence Day Parade scene happens. A lot of songs and scenes shot out here in the 1997 Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella starring Whitney Houston and Brandy, namely The Princess Giving a Ball number, a huge number that shot out here. This is their main town courtyard area. And some scenes for Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, and Dead Man's Chest shot out here as well. Hi, Breeden. Now, these sets were originally constructed in the late 1920s for Universal's very first Academy Award-winning Best Picture, All Quiet on the Western Front. And these sets were originally intended to look like World War I era Germany. So I think it's a little funny that in more recent decades you've got these whimsical, kind of fairy tale-esque movies and TV shows shooting in what was essentially the birthplace of the horror film and the wartime drama here on our backlot. But it just goes to show you how talented these filmmakers are. They can really transform these sets in front of our very eyes and make them look like so many different things. But while we're stopped here, I do want to show you what these sets looked like back in its monster movie prime. So I'm going to take you back in time about 90 or so years and show you these sets in these classic monster films, which if you haven't seen any of these monster movies, they're very, very good. I'd highly recommend. So typically how these monster movies would go is that you would have a monster. Duh. But this monster would typically be terrorizing a local neighborhood, local village, and the people of this neighborhood or village would band together to try to get this monster out. So think of it as a really old-timey HOA with pitchforks and torches. So I'm going to show you some of these angry mob scenes because a lot of them shot in these sets. So go ahead and take a look, see if you can see the similarities.
The monster. He's in the woods. Get out the flashlight. Raise all the men you can. Lock the women indoors and wait for me. I'm ready. Go. Your position,
I love how she delivered "Why Don't You Shoot Him." That added years onto my life. Where is her Oscar? But yes, these classic monster movies really, really were deeply influential to Universal because when the studio first opened, when Carl Laemmle was in charge, the technology quite hadn't caught up yet. There was a lot of silent films and the films are usually shorter. So Carl Laemmle was focused a little bit more on creating these short silent Western movies. And that was really the bulk of what Universal did. But then as technology started to expand, we got more talking pictures, we got that talking technology, and then Carl Laemmle's son eventually took over the studio. He was a little bit more focused on creating these feature-length. Very funny, sweetie. Classic. Hey, do you think you could squeeze us in for a little... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Honey? Honey, get out of the water. Get out of the water. There's a boat right there. Can you hear me? Oh. Was my boyfriend just eaten by a shark? What am I supposed to do now? Go back on Hinge and be like, what's your favorite color? Mine's pink. I can't do that again. This is the worst day of my entire life. It's just getting worse.
Was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created.
Oh, clearly we love to have fun with water effects here on our backlot, and the fun is about to keep going, okay? So these are old Mexico sets, and we're actually going to show you how we create different weather effects here on our backlot. So when you're filming out here, it really does feel like you're caught in the middle of a big, huge storm. Now, for our rain, we use something pretty high-tech here to achieve this. We use something called sprinklers. That's all it is. It sprinkles at the top of these buildings, shooting out water straight out, letting gravity do the rest by having it fall down naturally to the ground. And you know what? Like, rain is cute. Like, it's fine. But we've all seen rain before, okay? I think we can kick things up a notch. Yeah? This is a movie studio, okay? Hold on to your loved ones, and by that, I mean your cell phones. I'm sorry, Waterworld Alive SeaWar Spectacular. Who? In the words of the great Mariah Carey, I don't know her. I only know the original Flash Flood attraction. Come on, round of applause. So we started giving our tours back in 1964, and the Flash Flood opened up its operations in 1968. So when I started this job years ago, my dad was like, do they still have the thing where the water rushes at you? And yes, Dad, they still have the thing where the water rushes at you. You may have seen it before in the movie Big Fat Liar. Check this out.
You can't outrun the wolf, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that.
Never gets old watching Paul Giamatti get absolutely rocked by that wave. Very, very funny stuff. Now, there is, coming up over here on your right, there's a house at the top of this hill over here. This is a set called The Chicken Ranch. It was constructed in the early 1980s for the movie musical The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Burt Reynolds and Miss Dolly Parton. The set actually functioned like a dollhouse and it opened on hinges for the musical numbers. One of those musical numbers being I Will Always Love You, which was originally Dolly Parton's song. Whitney Houston later covered it in the 90s for The Bodyguard. Apparently Dolly Parton also wrote Jolene in the same day she wrote I Will Always Love You, so I don't know what she was going through, but we got two of the best songs of all time from it. This can also be seen as the House of 1,000 Corpses and Rob Zombie's film of the same name, and it's where LMFAO shot their music video, Sorry for Party Rockin'. So, it's a set for many genres, many things, very versatile, it's seen a lot. Now, right now, we are actually on a little road here known as our Wilderness Road, but more formally, it's called Steven Spielberg Drive. All of our main roads here in our backlot are actually named after some of Universal's key players, and Spielberg's history with Universal actually begins, not with Jaws, but with the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid.
These movie kid show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. Welcome to the world of no.
Yeah, I think it's time we listen to him and peel on out of here. Do not want to be dealing with aliens today. Nope. Time for us to get out. Catch my drift. But don't worry, everybody. I think I saw one person laugh at that joke. Thank you. I'll be here for 5 more minutes. It's in the middle of a real body of water, like an ocean, a river, a lake. This is a great place to do it. And when you see that blue screen behind it, right? That's actually a large green screen. I think we're all kind of familiar with green screen technology now, especially with Zoom, right? So you can superimpose different backgrounds behind it. So let me show you how this worked with the filming of Sully, starring Tom Hanks.
Evacuate.
So all these close-up shots of people jumping out of the plane were shot right here on Falls Lake, but when you see that background footage of the New York skyline, a different camera crew for the movie went out to New York, filmed all that footage, and then a very talented editor superimposed those 2 shots together, making it look like they were actually on the Hudson River when they were actually partially in New York and mostly here in Los Angeles. So that's how you get that technology to create shots like that. But right now, everybody, we are just about at that time. We are wrapping up this tour. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. For the past 110 years, Universal Studios has dazzled audiences around the globe, making them laugh and cry and sit on the edge of their seats and get up and dance, because that is the power and the magic of movies. We're just one small part of the filmmaking family here in Southern California, dedicated to making your